Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, joining from uh, different places of the world. I welcome you all to our first inaugural event of Colombo Data and AI Meetup. So, this is our very first event today, and this will run about a, a little over 1 hour. So, the goal of this event is to introduce you to this Colombo Data and AI Meetup and also set the stage for the future roadmap. So I'll quickly take maybe 10 or 15 minutes in the beginning to walk you through who we are and what we do in this group and how do we operate, and then explain the benefits you can get as a data professional and also how you can contribute back to this community going forward. And apart from that, we also have two interesting sessions from two vibrant uh, data professionals. So we have uh, Thiloshan from Adobe joining in. Also, we have Isuru from Delivergate also joining in, discussing how they see data and AI to get their best work done. So it's going to be full of so much excitement. So let's kick things off. I'm Dunit Danushka. I'm the founder of Colombo Data and AI Meetup Group. So apart from that, I am a senior developer advocate at Red Panda Data. For those who are new to Red Panda, it's a startup focusing on providing uh, Kafka API compatible streaming data platform for many people. So as a developer advocate at Red Panda, I work very closely with the developers, basically developers coming from the data background. So my job is to make difficult, complicated technologies accessible for the masses. So that involves uh, creating technical content, delivering presentations, conducting workshops, and traveling around the world to speak at conferences and uh, hosting meetups like this. So basically, while I was doing that for past few years, I thought to myself that why don't I do that for Sri Lankan data community? So that's our people. So why wouldn't I do that? So that's how I conceived with this idea. So apart from that, if you have any questions regarding this event or anything related to data, please feel free to contact me on LinkedIn. You can see my LinkedIn URL there. Also, you can follow me on X, Twitter, whatever they call it, and also follow me on Medium as well. Um, that's it. Let's kick things off. So, who we are? What is this group all about? So, basically, Colombo Data and AI Meetup is a platform to connect Sri Lankan data and AI community together. You know, you know, we have many data professionals, Sri Lankan data professionals residing within Sri Lanka as well as residing outside Sri Lanka. I believe uh, the people who located outside Sri Lanka is comparatively bigger than the data professionals within Sri Lanka. So my goal is to uh, connect them together into a single platform so that we can collaborate, get help from each other, and also build a thriving community of data and AI professionals together. And you might think, why Sri Lanka, right? I mean, it's a valid question because we see different data and AI communities in many towns and many big cities. We have ones in Seattle, San Francisco, London, Melbourne, Sydney, Bangalore, all over the places. But why Sri Lanka? Because we want to add a little local twist to this data and AI community. And, we need to specifically cater to the specific needs of our people, very own people, Sri Lankan community. And we want to build more data and AI awareness within Sri Lanka and make people get their best life out of data and AI. So, having that in mind, I came up with this group, and what we see here is the realization of this goal. So, who can benefit from this group? So, that's the audience we try to reach here. So, I identified five personas, but it can be more than five. But I'll start with the first one. This could be students. So these students can be young student, young children already in the school, and who has foundational knowledge to understand these fundamentals. And then this could be school leavers who just finish their studies and maybe waiting until the university begins, or maybe they are looking for a career in data. Also, this could be uni students just finished already studying, or just finished their studies and looking for a new job in new career in data. So all are welcome here. And this could be industry professionals already working in the data and AI field. Also, this could be professionals who want to transition into this field. So we'll talk about that later. And then this could be academics and researchers, mostly about educators of this field. So it could be university lecturers, researchers, or anyone. And then we can also facilitate business leaders, technology entrepreneurs. Basically, these are the leaders who make strategic decisions based on data and AI. So this will this community will give them a good platform to see and get up to date with what's going on with data and AI in the world. What are the latest trend to watch, and how they can learn it, and how they can build their capabilities around it. Also, they can find a good place to hire good local talent from there. So that's another advantage for them here. And then finally, we have general enthusiasts. You know, this can be ranging from hobbies programmers to someone who's scrolling through or watching this recording over the YouTube. So can be anyone who just wanted to explore this area and get up to date on what's new in data and AI. Maybe they are tinkering something with the Rabo, or maybe doing some hacking on some kind of a local LLM. So could be anyone. So in a nutshell, these are the people can benefit from this community, as well as these are the very people we want to facilitate into this community. So, but it can be more than that, but we'll just start from here. And we have 4 operating goals. So basically, the first goal is the education and enablement. And regardless of where you are coming, we want to give you consistently high quality educational content on uh, data engineering, data analytics, machine learning, and AI for everyone. And we'll make sure we'll do that every month. And also for professionals. So this could be uh, data professionals already in this field, or maybe uh, people who want to transition to this field, coming from different areas like business analysis, quality assurance, or maybe um, even in application development. If they want to learn and transition to a career in data, we can help them upskill and get relevant skills learned, and then also we can give them professional networking abilities as well. And also, it's not just about education, and this is about helping you as professionals to take your career to the next level. And this is about bridging the international job market with local talents. So basically, our goal is to expose local talent to international job market and help them prepare to meet that challenge. So we could help out each other by doing things like maybe reviewing their CVs and helping them to format their CVs to get best luck with recruiters. Maybe connecting them with recruiters, international level recruiters, or maybe local even. Also, prepare them for technical interviews and anything related to data. And finally, it's all about inspiration and guidance. That means sharing your story. So if you are an accomplished professional, maybe we can provide you the platform to share your story. How did you solve a problem, and what the challenges you faced, and how others can learn from that. So you can share that story going forward. And we have Isuru sharing his story today, just to reflect on that, and also inspire others and guide and mentor in technical terms. So what kind of topics we cover? I know data and AI is a vague term and it's a big umbrella term, but we got to start somewhere. So we can have these topics in mind. So let's treat them as a pyramid, and in the bottom of the pyramid, we do more, we provide more focus on starting from data engineering, especially about building pipelines to move data from one place to another. And then we can also talk about data analysis, BI, data architectures like data warehouse concepts, data lakehouses, table formats, and then table formats like Iceberg, Hoodie, and latest developments there. Streaming data architectures, Kafka, stream processing, Flink. So those are the bottom of the pyramid that is more established in the industry, as well as they are more getting popular in everyone. And then on top of that, we go one level up and we go bit specific. And this is where we talk about uh, machine learning model. I would say classic machine learning. So this is all about uh, gathering your data preparation, machine learning ops, ML ops. That means data preparation, and then we talk about building a model, deploying and monitoring and everything. And then we also touch on the latest development in the field, including generative AI, working with large language models as well as small language models, doing vector search, a RAG, or retrieval augmented generation. And we also touch upon some bleeding edge technologies going on in the world, something like agentic AI workflows. This is where we write agents, multiple agents to accomplish a task. And then we talk about on-device AI. And in future, we can see some cool demos on how to build on hardware platforms like NVIDIA, Jetson, and those kind of things. So this is a glimpse of what you can expect from uh, this meetup going forward as an educational thing. But feel free to bring your own topic. Just let me know if you know anything beyond this topic. I'd love to welcome you and bring you on board. All right. How do we operate? What's our cadence and what kind of platforms, communication channels we use? So we gather once a month. So if you remember, I sent you an anonymous survey. Maybe a few of them maybe remember last month. So based on your feedback, I decided the currently the best cadence would be once a month. But if the demand is high, going forward, maybe we can consider something like a bi-weekly cadence, a meeting cadence. And then in terms of tools, we use meetup.com as our primary source of truth. So this is where we define our events and make announcements. And then also we have a companion Facebook page where this is where also post certain things like announcements, uh, lessons, recordings, and etc. And then we have Slack Workspace. We just launched yesterday. It's at the early stage, but I highly encourage you to join there because this is a once a month thing. And but if you have any question related to data, you can't wait until next month to solve your problem. So there should be some kind of a asynchronous communication mechanism. So that's why we launched Slack as our regular communication platform. So I'll talk about Slack in the next slide. And then I'm planning to launch a YouTube channel just to upload our past session recordings. In terms of Slack, you all can join there. You are encouraged to join there and introduce yourself. It has several channels in different domains. So for example, we have general discussion where you can ask any question. And then we have announcements. You can tune into different announcement. And also we do some hiring alerts. So if there's any open position, if you come across different things, you can find them there. If you have come across a good reading or good video, you can post it there. So it's all about giving back and contributing and getting help as well. If you can scan this QR code, you will get the invitation to this Slack space. Um, so this is like I said in the beginning, this is it takes a village to build these things. So this is not me doing a monologue in front of this. It's all about your contribution. It's all about we all get together and doing something together. So I highly encourage you to contribute to this group. So basically, you can. So there are many ways you can engage. So first, I think the most easiest way to do is to educate people. If you are really good at something, maybe if you are good at a tool, something like a Power BI, maybe Microsoft Fabric, Snowflake, or Databricks, or anything, you can teach us a session. You can always reach out to me, and you can uh, show us how to do a specific use case. You don't have to know everything, but if you have confidence on building a small use case end to end, you can teach to everyone so that someone can benefit from it. And then also you can help and support, engage in Slack, help out the users in need. So if they come up with this different problem, or maybe if they want to get someone's opinion on changing a career, or something about design problem, then we can jump in and help. Also, inspire. You can inspire people by sharing your use case, uh, the research you are conducting, and the impact you can make to the world, or maybe the inspiring career journey with us. Also, if you are an entrepreneur or business leader, you can post your open positions there. You can source good local talent from here as well. All right, I think that's me talking a bit more time. Um, so let's move on to our first. So we have two interesting sessions lined up. The first session is about Ride in the AI Way with Clarity by Thiloshan, and then followed by Isuru. Just before we begin, let me introduce some housekeeping rules. So this session is being recorded, and the recording will be shared with you post-event. So give us a couple of days, and I'll email you a link to download the sessions, as well as slides, as well as the recording as well. Also, you can use the chat to ask any questions. If you want to ask any questions live, you can raise your hand. We'll accommodate that. Um, at the end of each session, we'll give you 5 minutes so that you can raise your hand, or maybe directly unmute yourself and you can raise your questions. As a best practice, try to keep yourself muted during the session so that we are not distracted by background noise. All right, I think with that, I'd like to hand it over to Thiloshan. Thiloshan will be talking about uh, how AI data world, data AI world is changing, and how do you formulate a strategy to adopt AI in your life. It's going to be Thiloshan. Welcome to the session, and thanks for joining. I think it's around 7 o'clock. So Thiloshan is joining from California, if I'm not correct. Uh, so welcome to the show, Thiloshan, and so over to you.
Thank you so much, Donit. Thank you for setting up this community. It's long overdue, I would say.
All right.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Thiloshan. I'm a machine learning engineer at Adobe. I'm working on the Photoshop applied research team. So the main goal for this session is to provide you all with a clear understanding on how the AI technology will disrupt the world, and what we as mostly developers, I guess, in this session should do to face it more confidently. Since this is the first event of this community, I'm going to keep it very super simple and generic. Hopefully in the future sessions we can break into more focused topics, as the community grows and based on the expectation of the community. So to start off, why am I calling, and everybody else is calling this as a revolution? I can't stress enough how important this time is now for humanity in general. We have been through three major revolutions, and the fourth revolution is industrial revolution. And industrial revolution itself is unfolding in four steps, starting with the steam engine, which we would have studied in our history classes and whatever, and then electricity lines, and then computer in the internet era, and now we are in the fourth revolution, which is the AI revolution. Just like how you would have studied industrialization started in Great Britain, your grandchildren will study about the times that you are literally living through now. You are part of it. and you have been fortunate enough to be a developer in this time. You are the active maker of this revolution, and it will also be taught to your grandchildren as the revolution that started from San Francisco, California, and I happen to be in the exact place, so I can see things happening here. The bleeding edge of the things that most other part of the world is not aware of yet, but I can see how it's going to affect the rest of the world, and it's crazy. It's really hard to put into words. Every day it's magical almost. So the main question is, if it's that important, then why are we a lot resistant to accepting these technologies? I have seen a lot of people in social media, even in Facebook included. Recently, I saw a post about a Morto University student asking why they need a AI degree in Morto University. So there's a lot of people in denial and not willing to adapt to the changes as rapidly as it is being created. Uh, the main reason I feel like is there are a lot of, most of the times, uh, the technologies like IoT and AR and VR and self-driving cars were promised to change the consumer world, but they failed to live up to the expectations. And they expect AI revolution to be just another similar hype. So their resistance comes from drawing analogy to this both. So what I'm going to talk about today are based on what I have access to right now, what I can do right now, not based on the promises of the future. So hopefully it gives a more accurate understanding on how to move forward for you guys as well. So this is a graph about the hype train. Any hype typically follows the same. The early innovation triggers, like ChatGPT creates a lot of hype, a lot of investment comes in, a lot of people say this is going to happen, that is going to happen, and they immediately fail to live up to those expectations. And after this reductive spiral comes a more nuanced understanding of what these technologies are and what the real change that finally we can see. So we are currently in this reductive spiral now. A lot of promises that were given, including that of AGI, has been proven to be not so accurate. But there are a lot of innovations that are being cooked in secret. A lot of people working on these startups in incubator stage, and all of these are slowly being built up, not still available for consumers. So I can see that a lot of different things are going to change in the world, and eventually we'll get to that productivity plateau uh, that we need to be aware of. So in this session, I will address main four concerns developers have, especially in Sri Lankan, low resource constrained environments. If the software engineers are, going to be replaced first of all with the new tools like Devin and that and this, and how to navigate the never-ending AI tool bloating. Every day a new tool is being developed, and how do we keep track of all of this? How to manage the high cost of AI tools, especially for Sri Lankan markets where conversion of USD to LKR it's crazy, and whether we should wait out for the suboptimal tools, because most of the people who don't use AI, they say I tried it once, it wasn't at what I expected, was so bad, so I stopped using. I don't believe this is going to work. So how do you navigate that? So these are the four main concerns I hope to address in this session. First of all, whether there's going to be jobs that are lost. Yes, it is estimated several of the typical blue collar jobs will be automated by AI to several extent, including that of software engineering. Uh, Probably the first job to replace is software engineering. But not to worry. Along those lines, several new jobs will also be created. So we as a society create tools to perform tasks with a smaller workforce. Whatever we needed 10 people to work on, the AI will enable us to do as one person. So we as a society will go into solving problems that are much larger and much bigger. So I don't believe there will be net job loss overall. It's just the existing jobs will be lost to AI, and several new industries like Mars colonization or water desalination. All the harder problems that we were not able to solve will become industries, and new jobs will be created. And we as early career professionals, probably you guys just graduated from university or still in the final year, you should be aware of these new industries and new jobs that are being created. and be able to adapt faster. If not, you will be replaced by AIs as well. So with that general, safety net of, yes, you're not going to lose your exact job, but the specifications might change. With that general safety net, I expect programmers to survive these changing times, personally in one of three ways. So if you do not adopt AIs in your workflows, you will very soon and very fast be outpaced by younger developers, younger generation of developers who started their careers, who started their first years with AI technologies. They will be more apt in using these technologies. No amount of your decade-long understanding of code base or the internal corporate knowledge is going to save you. All of that will be automated. So, the three ways are either to go wide and become familiar with more parts of the software development lifecycle. So this is becoming a generalist in the tech spectrum rather than being too specialist on one specific thing. So you could probably save yourself by doing that. Or you have to bring some niche domain specific understanding that the general purpose LLMs, so the large language models, cannot provide. This is becoming a developer who can become the bridge between the deep industry knowledge and the programming and the software engineering world. So these are the two mostly preferred by programmers in Sri Lanka, simply due to Sri Lanka tech industry is more focused on enablement services, not on innovation services. But if you are still someone who's more focused on innovation, then you can join the next generation of AI tools and build a solution from scratch. Every tech tool in existence is being redesigned from scratch because of these new AI-powered workflows. And if you have ever said, probably in your final year projects or whatever, there is no project to do. Everything is already solved by other companies or large companies have already done that. Then that excuse is not going to work anymore, because starting from very simple to-do apps to more complex agentic systems, everything is being redesigned again. So this is a huge opportunity for you to, build something rather than being part of a typical 9 to 5 jobs. Before I go any further, I like to do a quick demo on my development tool, what I use these days, and I have become so wholly dependent on this, Cursor AI. It's an IDE, which is a wrapper of the Visual Code IDE itself, and the Cloud 3.5 Sonnet-based integration into Cloud. I'll show you how to build a simple React-based to-do app with this setup, and hopefully I can inspire you guys to use this as well. So let me just stop sharing on this and move over to my personal computer. Okay. Can you guys see my screen now?
It's coming up, Thiloshan. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the IDE that I use these days. I can't use this in my workplace since we didn't get the approval yet, but I use it for my personal projects.
Thiloshan,
So this.
sorry for the disturbance. If you could make the font a little bit bigger, then we can see that. I think. Maybe Command plus might help. There you go. Okay. All looks good. All to you.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dunit. Okay, so this is very similar to the Visual, Code IDE. The only difference is that this has additional capability of the cursor, their tool. So this cursor is just like pair program. It helps you write code, but it's much more significantly useful than using GitHub Copilot or just using ChatGPT. You have the liberty of hooking up different AI models. I have hooked up Cloud 3.5, which is very useful for the day-to-day programming. But sometimes if it is not able to figure out something, then I usually go for O1 preview or whatever, just for once. So the way I how you do things is you just ask anything. Like, let's say, write a to-do app with React, and you can press enter, or like here you can press Control and enter. The only difference is when you press Control plus Enter, it will go through your entire code base, whatever files that you have, and it will customize the answer such that it's reflecting the code that you already have. If you just press Enter, it will be just like ChatGPT. It will just run, like, give a generic concept. So since I don't have anything in my workspace, it just recommends 3 files, 4, 5, 6 files, and it says let's create each component. All you have to do is just apply this, and it will create the new file. It will create in the right folder as well. And then it wants to create a main app component, so you just go ahead and do that and accept it. And then just I usually just blindly keep on adding, because most of the time the recommendations are pretty good. It's better than what I could come up with, so I anyways accept it. Okay, so feels like I have added everything. So it's just giving some explanation of what it did. But now you have a simple to-do app. So how do you run this? Okay, so it's expecting you to create a folder structure.
I'm beyond amazed, Thiloshan. It just took you less than a minute to come up with this whole React application. So
Exactly.
this is brilliant.
We didn't have this when I was a student. I'm very jealous.
So it's about time.
So it also gives the commands. You just have to click run, and it will open it in terminal, and then just run. Yes, what I can also do is just if you want a specific theme, you can just search for you can just take any general interface mockup.
Wow.
And you just pass the image and say so it goes through the entire image and the source code that you have, and it will say I'll help you implement the dark theme with a purple accent similar to the image. And
Wow.
it just comes up with the exact changes that you need to do. And when you click on this, if you don't have that file, it will create, like, for example, if you click on this, so we already have the file. So when you click apply, it will check the diff and keep on adding everything that is needed rather than changing the entire file.
Wow.
So it's very convenient. You just keep on adding whatever you want. Okay, this is going to take some time, so I'll just skip this, but you get the point. So it's visually capable of understanding different themes. I have no experience in Flutter, but in the last 2 weeks I have built an actual Flutter app that is like almost like iOS professional level, just by asking it to build. I don't even know how to write a hello world in Flutter, but I am building an app. So what I want to show, okay, I'll just stop this for now. So what I want to show is that these AI tools, it has made the productivity of individual developers significantly high, and it it is going to make you do so much better. A single individual is going to be expected to do so much better. So there's going to be huge difference between people who use AI workflows in their projects and those who do not. And the resistance to adoption into these AI tools will become the single most determinant factor of whether you are able to survive in this landscape or not. So the AI is not going to replace jobs. The AI is going to replace jobs that doesn't use AI. So that should be the single most thing that you take out of this session. Anyways, going back to my presentation. So like I said, you can either go wide, since the AI tools is making it possible for you to do, everything that a developer could possibly do. So it is going to be very easy for anyone to become a programmer. Uh, Tom, Dick, Harry, and their dogs is going to be programming knowingly or unknowingly with the abstract tools like this that can write code. So being just a Java developer is not going to do any good for you in next 2 years, possibly earlier than that too. So the wider you go into the entire development process, the more expertise you have on building complete A to Z platforms. You should have good understanding on front end, back end, database, DevOps, mobile development, sales, QA, site reliability. The more technology you are familiar with, more harder you will be to replace. And you don't even need to spend 1 month learning about all of this. You just start building and you just ask AI itself to explain you what it has built. I have been building a huge platform for 500 million traffic just as a pet project, just by first building and then asking Cursor to explain me what it is doing, why it did what. From just that process itself, I'm learning. So the typical excuses undergrads have, like, I don't like database, I'm not good with creative UI tasks, I can only do QA work. None of this is going to be an effective excuse in the next 2 years. You're going to be expected to do all of that. In fact, one of the expectations in Silicon Valley here is to build one-person unicorn. Unicorn is a startup valued at $1 billion. I don't think we have any startups unicorns in Sri Lanka, but we do have in India. And we have several in US and London and elsewhere. So any one person startup owner who ends up being that first person unicorn will have to have expertise not only on just the white tech, but also on sales, marketing, customer relations, legal, design, UX, user studies. They will optimize large scale automation tools like Make, or there are so many other tools, on being able to automate all the parts of the process, including that of bug fixing. They will be able to automate that as well, with tools like this. So what is going to be expected from an individual developer is going to increase in multiples. And one of the main safety net people think they have is thinking that they know a lot about the corporate code base. They have this institutional knowledge that you can't find anywhere else. And that is going to be the security for them to have the job. One example is WSO2. Generally, WSO2 code base is considered to be very complex due to it belonging to the middleware domain, which is very demanding domain. So over time, you have these star programmers within WSO2 who understand how the entire code works and they have the institutional knowledge on every moving piece. But with the new AI tools like this, it is going to be possible to not even write any comments in your code base and still be able to work more efficiently than ever, simply because asking AI to explain the code is going to be much faster than reading the comments itself. So let me just show you what I mean. Hope you guys can see my screen again.
Yes, it's coming up. And here we go. Yeah.
So let me open another project folder here. So this is the Carbon API Manager code base. So this is something, I have worked earlier. I was part of WSO2 before, and it's an open source code base. So we are not breaking any.
I can relate to this, Thiloshan, because I used to work at WSO2 as well. All good.
So what I'm going to do here is, it's a very complicated code base. There are a lot of moving parts. It's Java file. Each file is like 3,000 lines code. It's a nightmare. But all you have to do is, just ask, what does this code base do? And like I said, control plus enter. So it will read through the entire code base. It will read all the files and then answer. So this creates this chat interface uses this entire component as one of the knowledge sources. So it appears to be a code base for an API management platform. Looks like WSO2's API manager. Here's what I can determine about its main components, authentication, authorization. It comes up with the entire thing. So just to show you what it's capable of, let's just I have picked this arbitrary issue, a bug issue that they have created. It was done like a week back, I think, maybe even later than that. And this is the issue ticket, the bug ticket that was created for this account, for this problem. So I'm just gonna copy this detail and add here. Or there's an internal ticket, but I don't have access. That's fine. And just ask, what could be the reason for this issue? Okay. So it has checked the entire code base, and within seconds it has come up with some sort of fix. So it's expecting us to put a fix in API consumer implementation.java and AM default key manager implementation.java and things like that. So if you, like I said before, if you just click on one of these and then apply, it will go through the entire code base and find the diff and apply the changes that it needs to do. So I don't know the API manager code as much to validate whether this is the correct answer, but in my experience developing with the other complex code base, I expect it to be better than what a WSO2 developer could come up with. And if they use this tool, then they can come up with even better solution. So yes, this is what I wanted to show.
I can vouch for this, Thiloshan. This is beyond amazing. I mean, I can relate to my personal experience. If I go back to 2010 or maybe 15 years back, so whenever we join a new software company, it took us about a month or maybe sitting through several KT meetups with seniors of the team to get familiar with the code base and set up familiar with the build system and delivery pipeline. And now everything is under your fingertips. All you have to do is just ask, isn't it? I'm just quoting yourself. So this is amazing. So yeah, good stuff. Carry on. Yes. Sorry.
So even with senior developers, you can only ask once. It's you can't ask twice. But with AI, you can abuse as much as you want. It will keep on telling you the answer. So everything we know as programmers is going to change, including that of the institutional knowledge. Typically you have these star programmers who knows a lot about the code, and they are paid really high to keep in the company. But all of those is going to change. Every individual is going to have more power with them to develop whatever they want to build. So like I said, any amount of programming, deep knowledge is not going to save you in the 5 years. Instead, what you can do is pick the second option that I wanted to talk about, which is focusing on creating high value by understanding the domain that you are working on and specializing on how to integrate that domain knowledge with the software development world. Even the domain knowledge to some extent is going to be captured by LLMs, but there's going to be some deep, you can take any industry, healthcare, law, finance, media, it doesn't matter. Whatever the domain that you're working on, there's going to be still certain industry trends, industry jargons, and the different business models and community relationships.
Thiloshan, sorry to interrupt. I think you are sharing the presenter view.
Oh, okay. Let me just
Thank you,
stop
Pradeep.
sharing and
I
share
was
with me.
just about to jump in. Thank you, Pradeep. Yeah, I think if you can switch off the switch the different view, that would be fine.
Oh, can you see my screen now?
Mm, yeah, it's coming up. All good. All good.
Okay. So like I said, you instead of focusing on the programming deep knowledge, you have to focus on bringing value through the domain that you work on. It could be any industry, healthcare, insurance, finance, it doesn't matter. Whatever your industry, don't take back seat. Since you're an engineer or developer, you don't have to know much about the industry. The more knowledge you have on the industry, it's going to set you apart from others. So it could be any industry trends, any industry jargons, different business models, and the community relationships related to the domain that you have will allow you to be able to develop tools and services that are well rounded, because you're going to be expected to build A to Z platform. You're not going to be like, oh, there's a requirements gathering engineer who's going to do the first part. It's not like that. You're going to be expected to do much more, and the more knowledge you have on the industry and the domain, you will become harder to replace. Just being a software developer will not help you survive. Or the third option, which I won't go too much into the detail in this session, is building your own startup or solving one of the many tasks to redo the existing tools with AI enablement. It could be building new machine learning ops-based tools from many novel ideas. If you take Y Combinator, the startup founding incubator, the latest batches is all about some new AI tool. It could be as simple as a to-do AI enabled to do app, whatever it is. It's just going to be new tools that comes up every often, and most of these companies will be acquired by other major players. So if you are along these lines, then if you're interested in building something like that, then a personal request. If you have a lot of curiosity and expertise on these, AI based domains, and if you want to work with me on some of these, new novel ideas. For example, I am trying to build a Sinhala Tamil LLM as an open source project. Then please, feel free to reach out to me. We could work on something interesting. Even if it's not with me, you can build something on your own as well. There's, the access to knowledge has become much more, you know, so small that you can do anything now. There are many tools being created every day. You're still not late to the race. All of these are just, trying out different things you can still build if you have that, innovation drive in you. One analogy I want to make is that, remember those who became rich with gold rush in California 200 years ago was not by selling gold itself, but by selling the shovels and building the railroads. Meaning that LLMs like ChatGPT, despite being the literal game changers or the triggers of this new revolution, it was NVIDIA that benefited the most. You can focus, also on selling shovels like that, on making a lot of money. If you understand the difference between that, you don't have to build the LLMs, because LLMs has become something that everybody is building. The cost of creating new LLMs are reducing tenfolds every year. So it is going to be that differentiating products that are coming out of this that is going to significantly impact the communities, and you can be part of that as well. This tool, this demo, I don't have time for this. Probably I will do on a different focus session. I want to just give a little future tease on what things could be. The main thing that the Silicon Valley developers are focusing on as to treat LLM as one of the abstraction layer in operating system architecture itself. Meaning that 5 years from now, you won't even use computer mouse on your day-to-day life. Everything will just become a natural voice command. You just talk with your computer, and every digital device and even non-digital device is going to have a personality. Your fridge will have a personality. It's going to be so cheaper to build personas for any gadget, to the point that everything is going to be personified, and LLMs will become the underlying layer, an abstraction layer as part of the operating system itself. Very similar to how you don't use the command line terminals anymore as much as using GUI based interface. The same thing is going to happen to the GUI interface as well. You don't need GUI interface in 5 years from now. Everything will be just natural, conversational. And we are seeing a lot of agentic automation systems. The first one is a small architecture stuff for Make. Make is like a no-code automation platform that can, trigger based on certain conditions and can do all sort of automations. And if you want to be more programmatic agent-based system, then you have frameworks like LangChain, which can do more complex things, but you need to do a little bit more programming. So we are seeing how agentic systems with advanced intelligence are starting to automate process. That is going to make a lot of people go out of jobs, but it is the way it is. And this is something that I'm very personally interested, which is runtime meta programming agents. Meaning, let's say you're building, let's say WSO2. In WSO2, they have a lot of extensions that you can connect API manager to different other parts of other tools like Twilio or whatever. And it's going to be possible maybe in 5 years that if someone is requesting a Twilio extension, and if the Twilio extension is not already developed by WSO2, then the AI agent itself is going to develop that for you. Like on the runtime, when you request itself, within like 3 seconds, it is going to check that this extension is not there. It is going to build an extension. It is going to run some tests, some integration tests, and quickly allow you to use the product. So this is called runtime meta programming, and this is going to be one of the most fascinating thing in development, software development. And then agents is going to become your personas, your duplication of who you are. And there are a lot of crazy researchers on how a 2-hour session with the AI is enough to capture all of your belief system, all of your preference, and it can become a accurate representation of who you are. All of this is going to change, even like social science researchers and all of those. You don't need to kill anyone to do a research anymore. You can just kill a persona that is designed after you to do any sort of simulation. This simulation-based, learning is going to be very crazy in the next 5 years. So once again, the few main concerns that you would have had that I talked about at the beginning of the session is that AI job displacement, whether the automation is going to replace human roles. The answer is AI will not replace jobs. It will replace those who do not use AI. And then there's overabundance of tools. There are way too many tools to use. My advice for you is don't marry the tool, date the features. Half of these tools are going to go out of job in it's going to go bankrupt, or it's going to get acquired by other big companies. But what is going to stay are different features. For example, I don't even know if the cursor IDE will stay 5 years from now. Maybe Microsoft will just buy it out. I don't know. But what is going to stay is the feature that it offers. It is going to stay in some form in some company. So, get familiar with the features, but don't be too focused on what tool it is. Just start using any random tool. It's going to be fine. The third question I had was, it is too expensive for Sri Lanka. LLMs are expensive. Even Cursor ID is like $20 per month. So you might initially say, oh, this is only for America. It's not going to work for us. No, it is going to work for us. All you have to do is bet on the competition to the bottom. Competition to the bottom is a common term when there's not much differentiating factor between competitors. And the only way to attract more users is to reduce the price. And that is exactly what is happening for LLM-based technologies as well. Compared to 1 year ago, whatever the ChatGPT cost is significantly lesser now. There are, even open source models that you can use with almost equal quality as any proprietary software. So believe in this reduction every year, and it's going to be much more affordable for Sri Lankan market as well. Don't wait for it to reduce. You start it right now, so you will be an early adapter and you will stand from the rest. And don't wait for the perfect tool. Don't try out and be like, it's not working, it's not what I expected. Keep working on it. This is what's, I don't even know if this is an actual AI of Will Smith, but the change that we are seeing over an year it's incredible. And don't wait for it. You just start, use whatever you have, and as the best tool comes, you start migrating, but don't wait for it. Yeah, that's all I have. I don't know how long I took, but hopefully it's a good session. Thank you, guys.
Thiloshan, that was amazing. That was the best AI session I've seen recently. So I think you captured everything from the AI adoption. I specifically like the way you praised it. Either you can go wide, or you can go deep, or you can go up. I really like it because as a beginner, or maybe as a professional already doing data and AI, you might rethink your strategy like that. Also, I like the way you described about the sell the shovels when everyone is rushed for the gold. So that's a really good one. Um, this is really nice and nice demo as well. So everyone, I appreciate if you can give a thumbs up tribute to Thiloshan about his time. So if you, in the meantime, if you have any questions, we can dedicate about 2 minutes. So Thiloshan can take few questions.
I guess there's a hand raise from, yeah, whoever it is. Just I don't know how
You
to
can just
accept it.
unmute yourself and you can ask it directly.
Yeah,
All right.
Kasun, go ahead.
Kasun, please, Kasun. Yes.
Hi, Thiloshan. Yeah, so with regards to, I like the where you said AI is not going to replace programmers. It's just going to replace people who don't adapt it. But my question to you is from sort of a business point of view. Okay, one of the fears with AI that I have as well is how much. Power is it going to give to existing corporates and big business, and is it how can small businesses use AI to compete with? Because for small businesses and the amount of sort of in-house knowledge that there is within the business, it is AI seems a bit hard to adapt into like the work process.
Right. It's a good question. So one thing I want to clarify is that the AI is not going to be an exclusive tool. The entire point of AI is to democratize access to knowledge and information. So, starting from earliest times, that has been the goal of humanity. So it doesn't matter what scale your project is, what scale your business is, your enterprise is, there's going to be some tool that you can use to automate some part of the process, make more informed decisions. It could be as simple as an AI enabled inventory system. So you could be a small mudalali in some random shop, but still you need to do some inventory management. And with the tax systems being enforced nowadays in Sri Lanka, you need to have proper books to keep. And I see yesterday there's a new funding round for a Sri Lankan based company called Simple Books, I think. And all of these companies are going to use AI in some form or way, and even small businesses could use to some extent. Of course, there's going to be a little gap on the knowledge. You can't expect the well and the mudalali to integrate AI, but that's where you come in as programmers. You're going to enable that to be able to do for them. So yes, it's going to be for everyone. There's enough slice of pie for everyone.
Absolutely. Thanks for raising that question, Kasun. That's a good question as well. Just to add to that Kasun's question, so do you think the cost associated with AI adoption will go down over time? And how would you project that?
Right. So for now, the predominant AI players have been those who have access to large GPU clusters. So you only see it from US and big players like AWS. But the efforts have already been started for Indian and Singaporean tech companies, Philippines tech companies, to have their own versions of existing tools. And we already have open source platforms like Llama, which are very capable LLMs and which are capable of fine tuning. So in no time, I'm going to I can even see like some data store company coming out of Sri Lanka. Even there's going to be more local players, more regional players who going to focus on cost. Maybe it might not as capable as the chat GPT based tools, but it's going to be more than enough for this typical business use case that our regional players would have. So I do see a lot of cost reduction in LLM tools and more new players coming into the scene.
Yep, that explains it, Thiloshan. Thank you. And we can take one more questions and then we can go to Isru's session. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Looks like no further questions. So thank you, Thiloshan. And I hope you can make another visit to us. Probably we can dedicate the entire session for you to talk about the agentic AI workflows and how it takes over the whole enterprise integration and data integration space. And we would like to see some cool demos So we already got impressed with your thing. And also, we would like to know more about your saying hello to Tamil LLM. So people just keep in mind. So if you have any ideas, contributions, so reach out to Thiloshan, and we'll end of the session. We'll share Thiloshan's contact details, LinkedIn, and etc. Okay. That's the midpoint of we just part the midpoint of our session, and then next I'm going to hand it over to Isuru, because Isuru and Delivergate that he's working on. So it's a Sri Lankan company. So Isuru is the solutions architect there, and Isuru's team has built a massive portfolio of online ordering business. So it's so I'll let Isuru to talk about it rather than explaining myself. So Isuru, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Vinit. Yeah. So let me share my slide first. Yeah. It was very interesting session, Thiloshan. I almost forgot that I have a session today. You guys can hear me now?
All good, Isuru.
Yeah.
Good to go. Loud and
Yeah,
clear.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I think you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Yep. So yeah, let's start. Yeah, first of all, I just welcome everyone to the session today. So our mission is to create meaningful change to the power of AI in data. So thanks to that incredible server of Dunit organizing this community. So let's dive in then. Cool. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Isuru Indika. I'm working as a solution architect at Delivergate. I'm mainly working the architecting the features and the services, and I mainly work in the AWS infrastructure services also to support the system. So yeah, about myself. You guys, if there is any question about anything on our products or anything, you guys just connect me through the link in anytime. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the agenda first. So first, I will describe what is Delivergate. Then after that, I'll explain what I have done so far with data engineering. After that, our achievements from there, how it's been for us. So let's go to one by one now. So first one is section is what is Delivergate. So we are a UK-based IT product company, and we are a small team, around 20 people in our team, and we have multiple teams inside that, like dev team, and we have QA team and data team, and we have operational team in UK because we are all our clients are in UK, so all the operations happening there. So currently we are serving around 100 plus clients, and we are our working domain is restaurant domain. Like we work in the food ecosystem, so we create our all products around the restaurant domain. So as you can see in my screen, there are few of our clients are here. So let me explain our product one by one, then you guys can some idea what's happening here. So what do we develop? So mainly we have three products. It's my takeaway, another one is Delivergate integration, and another table rep. So all these products are goes around the restaurant domains. So with the food ecosystem. So let me go one by one. Sorry. First one is everything is one place. Our Delivergate integration. So our initial product. Let me explain this with an example. I think you guys know about the Uber Eats, Pikmin in Sri Lanka. So those are the food ordering platform that mainly work in Sri Lanka. Likewise, in UK, there are many multiple delivery platforms are there to order foods. So as example, they have Uber Eats, Deliveroo, Just Eat, likewise. So when maintaining all the integration in restaurants, like some restaurants also have dark kitchens, also like they have multiple Uber tablets also there. So it's very difficult to them to maintain all the many tablets in a one restaurant. So even though in the financing side also they have to make a finance separate, like how many orders from Deliveroo as Deliveroo, Just Eat, something like that. So we have proposed this solution to restaurant and Delivergate integrations. We gave them one tablet with integrating all the platform to one place, like Uber Eats orders, Deliveroo orders, and Just Eat any orders come to one place, and they don't have to think about handling multiple tablets. And there are more into that, like it's coming to when if you get example in menu management also, if they have multiple website platforms like what you call Uber, Deliveroo, and Just Eat, something like that, they have to separately update their menus also there, and separately do the financing also to everything. So what we give as a solution, they don't have to worry about anything. We get everything to one place. Then all the financing, all the menu updates, we also we gave a tablet to accept and reject orders and do this nosing and those kind of things. And also we gave them admin panel. Then they can use that admin panel to update menus, see the customer details and reports and everything. So it's very easy for them to use our Delivergate rather than using multiple channels and everything. Okay, so that's the main idea of that integrations, our Delivergate integration product. And I'm explaining other products also in other slides. All the our products are connected to here. Like if they are getting like a package, they have everything in one place. So let me go to the next one. So yeah, table rec. This product is like we have all the restaurants in that area, London. So to one website they can use to reserve a table, like all the as example, we have website and a mobile app also to here. So they can use mobile app website to reserve tables as the preference, like the location wise, so dining wise, like Chinese or something like that. So this product that this reservations also come into that tablet, so they can use one tablet for everything. So the next one, it's our main food ordering and table reservation system, which is called My Takeaway. This is actually a package for a restaurant, like they or the web shop, the website and a mobile app, and with the service of table ordering and table reservation with their own name. Like as example, the name of the restaurant is Como or something, the como.co.uk, something like, they will get a domain. And mobile app also with the same name, and they have the features like table reservation on the website, and also the in the mobile app, all the web shop also mobile responsive, and also the mobile app also separately there that they can download it from iOS or Android. Both versions are there. So if I explain Slimty on web shop, it's a website that they can on online food orders on online, and mobile app the same thing, but some guys prefer mobile app separately, so that's why we have that one also. Table ordering, like something is we have given the QR code for the restaurant tables, then people just come to dine in, then they just can scan the QR and order through that app, website. The table reservation is like inbuilt one, just like the table rep. The people can reserve tables throughout this our web shop. So doing the table reservation inside this one also have that the peak and off peak time profits also we give the customer. Like some normally restaurants have people in 9 to 10 those hours, but in off peak time they don't have much people in dining. So we promote those kind of things also here. So those are, and this is the main place that we get more data to our data engineering field. Let's dive in what you have done so far now. Okay, so from the data engineering field, so we have created the inside dashboard and personalized promotions, and everything is doing the data lakehouse. So I'll explain few things one by one. Okay, so inside dashboard. So this is the place actually we have all the data of our customers, and we can get decisions what we can do next, how we can do the marketing, how we should promote this food item, how we get more profit to this restaurant, and how we get things correctly for this. If the client is complaining, how we can get more orders to that client by personalizing promotions or something like that. So we have get everything to one place as a dashboard. Then we get decision what we miss and what we can do. So platform inside, basically we have all the order data set, everything from all the platforms. Like so we have multiple platforms like Uber Eats and our restaurants and everything. From My Takeaway to reservation to area, and the campaign insights, like we do campaigns, target campaigns, and we get all the information to here. So how is the campaign successful? How how is the conversion rate of that campaign, something like that. So we know what we did is good or not. So what should the next step we have to do? Like if it's failed, we know how to make it correct. If it's okay, we know how to improve it. Without the insights, actually we cannot get any decision. But the main thing in this dashboard is we have all the insights that we need to get decisions. So not like we are not doing any marketing or anything or marketing budgets blindly now, because we have correct information with us, and so we know what to do next. So the customer 360 is like the same thing. We have all the information about our clients with the history of their ordering and the location based their ordering. So how frequently they are coming to us, and why this time only, which time of the day he is ordering. So which time of the day we should send a promotion to him, then he will get back to us. So in retargeting customers, it's very important we know all the details about the customers. So this kind of information we can get from that one. So it's like that we are getting details. So the personalized promotions, it's like one feature that we have built. So we are getting a lot of orders now because we mainly send push notification and both the emails with personalized way, like we know what they want. So then we send it to the customers more than earlier, because when we are sending notification to everyone, it's not like they are getting back to us all the time. But when we personalize it, like with the correct target audience, then we can attract more customers. So because we try to give them what they like, because we from the data query we know that they like to eat this one on this time, something like that. We have the correct data now, so we are not blind. So we get more orders from those clients. So this is the data lake house. Actually, this is the initial architecture we have started in our Delivergate, this data engineering platform. So I just get this one initial one because I want to show you guys that we did not start initially with everything, like all the features at once, doing everything from the as a bulk. We just start step by step by creating one component to one component. Then day by day, we just complete the step by step and get to that place. So still we are growing with the new features and everything. So if you simply explain what we did, like we just read the data from the user events and our RDS, and within the ETL crawlers, we get the details to our data lake house. And from there, we query those data with the DuckDBs, and we show them in a Streamlit dashboard. So likewise, if I simply explain that one, so everyone can create an architecture like this. Is the actual very neat architecture that is very scalable. So so that's why we started this one. So now we are growing part by part here. So let's see next. Yeah, let's move to our achievement with this one now. So after implementing the data engineering platform system, we reduced our marketing cost by around 30%, because we do not do blind marketing now, like doing the budgeting for Google Ads or Facebook Ads, something like that. Now we know which customers we need to target. With the push notification also, we know which personalized things we are sending, how we can get more customers, something like that. So our revenue also increased around 25%, and customer engagement also increased around 40%, because we know what we are doing now. Actually, it's what's happening now. Like earlier, when we are doing the marketing stuff and try to get more customers, but we don't know any detail about the customers, so how they like to eat and where they like to eat, something like that. If there is a dining customer, preferable dining customer, he's like to deliver things to his home or something like that. But when we have a system like this, we know what to do. Like we have the details with us, personalized way, and how the customers are like to eat things. So we can so the things are good for us. Then it's easy for us to market our restaurants. So yeah, then our future plans is like we have a few things, not everything's in here, like dynamic pricing for the restaurants and personalized menus with the preferences of the customers, and analyzing customer reviews. Normally restaurant wants to like new feedback. What's the things we change, like some maybe this food need to change or something like that. This food is bad, something like that. So if we can do the analyzing customer reviews, a restaurant can improve their service and introduce gamification like point photos and weekly challenge. Like people like to do those kind of things, like to challenge something and get something back. So we have tried to plan on that one also. And service campaign management is like we have created this architecture to give the uh, data to share to anyone, like our clients. Like they can use query engine through this our platform. They can use it to their marketing campaign. So that's also our plan on our side. Yeah. So then, yeah, see, yeah, our thoughts of organizing this the meetup is like to give some idea to everyone in this community, like saying that we don't have to wait until millions of records will come into our databases to start the data engineering, because as you can see, we have started data engineering our platform, applying to food domain, and we have gained profit from there, and we reduce the cost. So I think everyone can use it, because nowadays we have so many services that you can use as pay as you go. Like if you use only have to pay, so likewise then you can try out things. So without doing the what you call marketing everything blindly to everyone, so just you can do the accurate targeting and those kind of things with data engineering. Okay, so yeah. Then yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. So special thanks to Dunit also to help us through this journey with the data engineering. Yeah, over to you, Dunit.
Well, thank you, Isuru. That was a brilliant presentation, and you walked nicely through your journey. And then the interesting thing I picked up was the benefits, the achievements you have made so far, especially the
Yeah,
flexibility of your data architecture, the cost reduction, and the increased revenue, because you mentioned several times that because of your data-driven decision making, you were able to attract more
yeah,
customers because you did not do blind marketing, and then you
yeah,
accurately
yeah,
targeted all these people who are in need. So that was brilliant. And then I saw that you've been using few cutting edge technologies like DuckDB, Streamlit, and Iceberg in your architecture. That was brilliant as well. um, yeah, that was awesome. And
cool.
this is
Yeah, thank you.
and people, this is a real world. This is not something that made up for this session. This is a real business that making profit because of the data. So that's the inspiration we all expect from you. So you can,
Yeah,
like Isuru did today, you can bring your own use case and you can showcase it to everyone. Then hopefully someone can learn anything, something from it. So that's the motive of the session as well. And thank you, Isuru. Anyway, thanks for your time.
yeah,
Thanks for preparation. With
yeah,
that,
cool.
we come to an end of our session. Let me take the final slides. So what's next? I think hopefully you learned something out of this session. It went little over 1 hour, but things would happen. But don't worry. I think it's a weekend, Saturday, so hopefully you could bear it. So we are still planning ahead our next things, but tentatively we can say in January we are planning to do some use cases with Snowflake. So I'll keep you posted on this. So hopefully by 25th of January, it's a Saturday, we can have our second iteration. Also, I encourage you to join the Slack channel and introduce yourself. That way we can get to know more people, expand our professional network, and then help out each other as well. And then massive thanks for Delivergate, and especially Asita for helping us with the promotions and everything, organizations here and there, because me alone, I couldn't do everything because it takes a village to do all these things. And massive kudos to entire Hasita and entire Delivergate team as well. And also massive thanks to our two speakers, Thiloshan, who just woke up at 5:30 a.m. this morning from his time, because he's joining from California to speak on this meetup. And then also Isuru, because it's Sri Lanka, it's I think it's getting closer to 9, so it's getting late. So I appreciate everyone's time joining here. So yeah, and then as the next step, I'll I'll get the recording and also collect the slides, and I'll share that with you. So look out an email from meetup.com, and then there you will get the links to everything. So hopefully, in the meantime, if you have time, please fill out our survey on the event, because we like to gather your feedback. So things like the delivery format you expect, the topics you want us to be included in the future. So based on that, we can make our future events better. So it's a closely knitted community. So we appreciate your feedback. And if there are no questions, I think we can wrap it up. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. See you at next event.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Junaid. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Thiloshan. Thanks everyone
Yeah.
for joining. Yeah.